Alright, so hey everyone, today I want to take a look at the Faraday protocol. This is the demo version. This game released a few weeks ago, so things might have changed in the final version, but I'll just be looking at this demo version. So the dead zone for this game is about a 43% square dead zone. So you can see just how far you have to move the stick before you begin to see camera movements. As reference, most games hover around 20 to 25% as their default dead zones, so you can see just how much movement you can make without anything occurring. Square or axial dead zones restrict diagonal movement around the axes, and this scales with their size. So at this dead zone size, a ton of diagonal movement just isn't being picked up. So you can see you can make these large bobbing motions or point at very obvious angles, and in this case I'm moving perfectly right. Or if we cap the view like this, you can see that you don't get diagonal movement until you break into these green regions. Now for movement uses the exact same dead zone. It's a little more difficult to show the restricted diagonal regions, but if we trace right around the dead zone, you can see when the diagonal movement starts because it's so condensed in these regions. The shaded region represents the sprint threshold, so if you're under this region and try sprinting, nothing will happen, and if you're above it and trigger sprint, then you'll begin sprinting. Then when you fall beneath it, you stop sprinting, and the way the sprint works in this game is you sort of toggle it, and as long as you don't go under the dead zone, you can keep moving the stick over and under this threshold and not have to actually re-click the stick in to begin sprinting again. What's really interesting about this threshold is that it's straight in these axial regions and then circular in the diagonal regions, but it doesn't connect. In many other games you can see this connect, and that's because the circular dead zone is being created, or circular threshold is being created on top of an axial dead zone. But this is being set up differently, so this is kind of a unique implementation. Now movement, you don't need a lot of precision for. That matters more for the camera, and with the large dead zone and the heavily restricted diagonal movement, you can see that most of your active stick movement is restricted, so most of your stick is only outputting 4 directions. So between that and a large dead zone, it makes camera movements feel very stiff and clunky. It would be better for these dead zones to be changed to circular dead zones, so that way you could use any size dead zone you'd like without affecting your diagonal movement, and get dead zone sliders so that players can choose what their preference. So the default could remain this large, but players should be able to lower this if they want. You can see there's no options for that. Of course, this is a puzzle game, so you don't really need any precision, but these kind of improvements would just make navigating through this game's world feel a lot smoother. I don't know if that's possible, but if they could update it with these changes, that would definitely help the game feel smoother. But that covers it, so thanks for watching, and have a good rest of your day.